in this channel we have talked about analytical geometry, right? Mostly about the straight line, right? For the straight line, we talked about finding the equation for the line. We also talked about finding the gradient for the line, finding the distance, finding the midpoint as well, right? So there's also another concept, another important concept, which is a way of defining a line's orientation. That's by looking at the angle it makes with the positive axis, right? And that thing, that crucial thing, is called the angle of inclination. So in this lesson, we're going to define what it is. We're also going to see how it is measured and understand its powerful relationship with the slope of the line using a tangent function. We're also going to look at some examples as we go along. Okay. But first, I would like to touch on some of the key concepts, right? So the key points, the key concepts about the angle of inclination, like its property, its properties. So the first point to make is that the angle of inclination is usually denoted by angle theta, right? The angle will always, this is important, the angle will always be measured from the positive axis rotating counterclockwise or anti-clockwise. And then the third point to make is that the value of the angle of inclination for any non-vertical line is in the range, meaning that your angle of inclination for the lines we will be mostly working with, right? The angle of inclination, it's gonna range between 0 degrees and 180 degrees. Let me show you what I mean. So we have this first type of line. This line has a positive gradient, isn't it? So here, the gradient, it's gonna be bigger than 0, meaning that it has a positive gradient. It has a positive gradient, right? So when the gradient is positive, then you have a slanted line like this. Your angle of inclination is going to be measured from the positive axis rotating counterclockwise or anti-clockwise. Then you're going to get your you're going to get your angle of inclination. There's also another line that is slanted like this, where you have a gradient that is less than 0, right? You have a gradient that is less than 0, meaning that the gradient is negative for a line that looks like this. But the point to make here is that the angle of inclination will always be measured from the positive x-axis rotating counterclockwise. And then for the other types of lines, we also have a vertical line, right? Here you can see that your angle for a vertical line, the angle of inclination is going to be 90 degrees, right? Remember, the rule says what? Measure your angle of inclination from the positive axis anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, then you're going to get your angle of inclination. So for this instance, we're going to have a 90 degrees. And then for a horizontal line, of course, I mean, that the line is going to make it's going to make an angle of inclination of 0 degrees. So there's no angle of inclination for a straight line. So takeaway, the most important takeaway here is that the angle of inclination is always measured from the positive axis rotating anti-clockwise. So maybe let's have another instance. Maybe let's say I have a line like this, right? Your angle of inclination is going to be measured like this, right? Or always from the positive axis. From the positive axis. Okay. It's from the positive axis. I understand. This line is sitting where? On the negative axis. But what we just did here is that we measured the theta counterclockwise or anti-clockwise, right? Anti-clockwise. So sometimes you might find your line sitting on the negative axis like this, but your angle of inclination will always be measured anti-clockwise, right? Anti-clockwise. You have another one like this. It's measured from the positive axis, then counterclockwise like that, right? So if you find that your line is sitting on the negative axis, don't worry, the rule still applies, but just make sure you measure the angle counterclockwise, right? Okay, so another point to make here is how do we actually calculate the angle of inclination? We use this formula, m equal to the tangent of the angle of inclination. So you need the gradient to calculate the angle of inclination, okay? You need the gradient to calculate the angle of inclination. So you know what, let's just take some examples here. So let me just erase this part, this, and this. Now let's take some examples. Let's say maybe we have a line like this. So I have line AB, right? They want us to calculate the angle of inclination. So the angle of inclination is always measured from the positive axis, rotating counterclockwise, right? So if your line is on or sitting on the negative axis, you're just gonna measure your angle of inclination counterclockwise, right? Counterclockwise. So this is our angle of inclination. Now let us calculate theta, the angle of inclination. But first, what we need is the gradient, because the formula says gradient is equal to the tangent of the angle of inclination, right? So what we need is the gradient for this line. So we're gonna say gradient AB is equal to YB minus YA over XB minus XA. Or you can do it vice versa and say YA minus YB XA minus XB. It's still gonna give you the same answer. So YB, that's 5, minus YA, that's negative 5, divided by XB, that's 8, minus XA, that's negative 2. So 5 minus negative 5, that's 10, over 8 minus negative 2, that's also 10, equal to 10 over 10, that's 1. So that means our gradient is m bigger than 0. It's greater than what? Than 0. So I now have m. I'm just going to substitute it into this equation. So m is just 1 equal to tan theta. Remember, we want to calculate the theta in this case. We want to calculate the theta. So how do I calculate the theta? I need the gradient. Now that I have the gradient, I'm just going to say theta is equal to arctan of 1. I'm just going to take the arctan of 1. So arctan of 1, this is a special angle ratio. So what am I doing? Shift tan of 1, it's 45 degrees. It's 45 degrees. So our angle of inclination is 45 degrees. So what the angle of inclination does is that it tells us about the orientation of the line, right? The orientation of the line. So if I tell you that I have the line, that a line AB that stretches from okay, let me just say I have a straight line with an angle inclination of 45 degrees, right? Instantly in your head you can just imagine that line, right? So it gives us what? The orientation. It tells us how the line is sitting on the Cartesian plane. Okay, so this is one instance of doing a calculation for an angle of inclination. Let's also have a second example where we have a line that is slanted like this. Okay, so let's work out the gradient first, because we have m, the gradient, that is equal to tan theta. So the angle of inclination is this. So you can see that the angle of inclination in this case, it's going to be an obtuse angle. It's going to be an obtuse angle. It's going to be an obtuse angle. So how do we calculate this one? Again, you need the gradient, right? So gradient AB is going to be equal to YA minus YB over XA minus XB, equal to, what is YA? That's 7. Minus YB, that's negative 3. Negative 3 over XA minus 5. Minus XB, that's just 6, equal to 7 minus negative 3, that's 10, over minus 5 minus 6, that's going to be a negative 11. Yeah, negative 11. Am I right? Yeah, let me just calculate it. 7 minus negative 3, and then we're gonna have a minus 5 minus 6 equals 10 over negative 11. So this is our gradient, but you can see that our gradient is less than 0, or it is negative, right? It is negative. So when you are working with a negative gradient and you want to calculate your angle of inclination, you're going to say theta, the angle of inclination, is equal to 180 degrees minus arctan of the gradient, okay, of the gradient. So it's going to be theta equal to 180 minus arctan of 10 over 11. Let's see what we get. 180 minus arctan of 10 over 11. 10 over 11 equal to, theta is equal to 137.726 degrees. Yes, I did not forget the negative sign. I did not. So when we calculate, especially when your gradient is negative, when you substitute your m, do not include the negative sign. You do not include the negative sign. You just take the gradient as a positive value, and then you write it like this. Then you calculate your angle of inclination. So the angle of inclination in this instance is going to be 137.726 degrees. This is our final answer. So this is it about the angle of inclination. So this concludes our lesson for angle of inclination. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section of this video. Check the description box for other lessons that I've created for other topics in the analytical geometry. I hope you enjoyed. See you on the next one.